Yeah, I've seen people doing it. I was never tempted to do it, and I am never tempted to do it.
Mama kwanokurowa ende ndinowaziva.
No, apart from that, it's not a part of life that I want for myself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that to myself. And something that guided me is growing up, ndoenda kwa mwaje.
That's the thing. That's what I told you. Like,
so that guided me, at my church, hugging a guy.
Yeah.
In front of everyone.
You see?
So that guided me. Okay. That protected me.
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be in my life, but looking from where I came from.
Exactly. You appreciate God.
I do.
Because you go back and you see...
I'm somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go back and you see people that you grew up with and they'll be looking at you and you look at them and you'll be like, hey.
Oh, well, I've realized in life, either you're doing good or you're not doing good. People will always judge.
Shalo, we grew up together in Chinoi. From Chinoi to Harare.
Yes.
How is life in Harare?
Not bad.
So at school, you're studying what at school?
Media and marketing communications.
At UZ?
Yeah.
How is UZ? How is university life? I've been told that university life, there's a lot of challenges that comes with being a university student in Zimbabwe, especially in this economy.
Oh, well, for me, I haven't faced any challenges. I can say me going to UZ was one of the best decisions in my life. And I haven't faced any challenges. Apart from people judging.
People judging?
Yeah.
What do you... People judging?
Everyone thinks if a person goes to university, the next thing, they're now a bad person.
Oh.
And especially if you're a girl.
Yeah. They'll be looking at you and saying you are doing too much.
Yeah, with a very, very different picture.
But for you, it seems like you have created an environment that you can actually say that I don't care, I'm just going to do my thing.
Yeah, I don't.
So it seems like it can be hard on someone sometimes, especially if someone is judging you. Yeah. How do you handle situations like that where someone is looking at you with that eye of saying, oh, damn.
Oh, well, I've realized in life, either you're doing good or you're not doing good. People will always judge. Yeah.
Very true.
So I ignore that.
You ignore that. So
I only take what's important and the rest
you don't
mind it.
There's another thing that I want to talk about. You're a university student. Other people say that it's hard to find attachment and to really settle in, especially during attachment. For you, in your case, have you ever faced any challenges that?
I did. So I started applying my attachment before the 2 semester ended. And that was around May. And we were supposed to start attachment August. I applied at many companies. And the ones that I really, really wanted, I didn't get them.
Okay.
And so apparently where I'm working now,
yeah.
I used to work there when I was in party time. In fact,
part-time.
I can't necessarily say I was working. I was learning there also.
Okay.
Because what I do is what I do in school.
Oh.
And trust me, I got to a point where I got very depressed during that phase of trying to find attachment. The interviews, it was just depressing. I remember, I think around 25 July to the rest of August, I deleted my social medias.
No way.
I'm seeing people now posting corporate babes and all that, and I'm just home being called to my interviews, and the companies that I was getting, I wasn't liking them. So yeah, it was hard. Then I finally found, I don't know if I should mention the company's name.
No. These days it's hard to mention names.
I went there, and that was August. I started around 19 August, September, October, and trust me, it was very hard. Worst part of my university. That company was very toxic. I would cry.
You'd cry?
Yeah. I would feel traumatized knowing I have to go to work tomorrow. And being in the marketing department, you were supposed to work sometimes on weekends.
Exactly.
I felt like I no longer had social life. And it was toxic.
Was it during attachment?
Yeah.
So you did attachment in 2 places?
Yeah, I'm now at the second place. I went back to where I was learning when I was in part 2.
Oh, the first place.
The first place that I thought would be
good for you. and then it did not end well for you.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, I feel like women have that privilege where if they want to, if they are not really like feeling well, they could cry. But for men, I don't think. Am I correct, Nashi? Because for men, I feel like it's different. You see, for women, they have like an alternative where they can cry and let it all out. Yes, you were depressed. I understand. But for men, I don't think that a man can reach a level where he is depressed.
Do you know, I'm not a person who cries when something is wrong. But I just got to a breaking point.
Exactly, that's the thing.
So I did cry.
Yeah.
I'm not a cry baby. I'm not.
But I feel like it happens to a lot of women.
Yeah, it does.
Where they reach a certain stage, they would cry. But a man...
It's easier for women to deal with their emotions. That's why they can easily cry. They would go through something really tough, they cry and they feel better. Men, we've been told, but we are breaking on.
Yeah, Baba, you do hold it inside, and so it's not really good.
I also do that. I hold a lot of things, but you just get to a breaking point. So there's this one day before I started my attachment at that company, I got called to another interview, and so because of school, because the church that I go to, we don't wear formal clothes, and I didn't have formal clothes in my wardrobe.
Oh, okay.
So I went to town, I bought a skirt and I bought a shirt. I went home at my sister's place, and I was now starting to get pissed with being called on interviews and you're not getting the job. So the next day, I was bored with waking up. I woke up, no electricity. I went to the neighborhood. I asked for that iron.
Yeah. The one that doesn't work with electricity.
Exactly. I put that iron.
My way. And you're supposed to go to an interview.
Yes. And I woke up late. And you know Chitungisa is very far. I was in Chitungisa.
Yeah.
And I just said...
Was it not last year?
Yeah, it's last year. I decided, let me just wear what's in my wardrobe. I found clothes. I wore those. And on my way, I didn't realize it, but I cried, Mukombi Munivano. Do you know, I wasn't seeing those people. I don't know what happened. I don't even know what I was thinking about. I think what triggered me is I was talking to my friend over the phone. I was texting her, and I was trying to tell her what happens. And what she tells me is, Shalona Mata, pray, it happens, you will find it. And that made me want to cry. I cried. At that moment, it's like I wasn't seeing people. I just cried.
You know what she's saying? That's the part that I wanted her to reach. I feel like young people, not just only ladies, but young men also out there, especially those who are in university, who are at university. You have been there. I've been there. And life is not easy. You see? And that part where you are trying to put all things together.
And it's not working.
It's not working. You are learning. Because at university, no one is really like sitting down with you and telling you this is like the precise way that you should do things.
And you feel like the bad things are only happening to you.
Exactly. For me, I am telling you like what I think it's one of those reasons what is making me not to go back to school. Because at university level, things were not really good for me. It could be, you'd see other people doing well, wearing nice clothes. For me, Baba, I did compare myself. The reason being, like, for me, it was worse, bro. There was a certain time that the shoe that I only had, what's the proper English? Torn out, like, was torn. Bro, my dad told me I'll send you money like 3 days from now. I don't have patapatas, I don't have and I was just there in my room eating chunks. Bro, I know how to cook my chunks, like I know every recipe, bro.
I know it too.
You see? Like you have been there, like everyone have been there, you see? And I feel like it's high time that people at university level stop.
Yeah, they have another picture that they portray.
Yeah, but that's not like the real what?
Yeah, that's not it.
And it's bad, bro. But at the end of the day, everyone is trying to impress someone. You see? Me, bro, I'm telling you, I knew every recipe of my chunks. Every roiko. If today we're cooking chicken. Roiko.
About the duck.
Yeah, the duck. Ndakambona unobikirwa. This one I'll tell it in Shona, mpezo wangu. Ndakambona unobikirwa. Momzi angati, ona, toisasika, hauna firiji. Hauna firiji. Tongo isasika kuti itenge chimku at least 2 or 3, 4 days unogara nayo. Baba yakatsukira ndabaya nayo kufaji. Yakasvika pakuti chisaidi chimwe chese ichi ndadya chimwe chese ichi kuzochivhura dai so. Unye chaidzo baba dzedzi chatora chisidi ichi. Unozoona chakunama. Mdara ndakariska ndakati.
So when I was in secondary school,
Yeah.
I was learning at a bush boarding. I'm sure people I learned with they
How was it?
Trust me, that taught me life. I needed it. I'm sure I wouldn't be here if I didn't learn it at school. So my Ndebele is no longer that fluent, but then we used to cook something that is called jombo. Yeah, something like that.
I heard
So
that
you
word.
tag-
I've heard that word before.
Sugar, mix it with meal, put a bit of water, and
Then it's not that
fry
hard.
it. Yeah, yes, and it's so nice, guys. It's really, really nice. It's so nice.
Eh?
It's very nice.
Baba, life here is bro. I'm
it's-
fair. Like even the phone that I was using back then, bro.
At least you had a phone.
No way.
Yes, at least you had a phone.
I thought my life was that bad.
No.
So that's the thing. I feel like as a lady, for ladies, I feel pity because sometimes the pressure is too much to understand that you see other people doing some stuff that are not good, and then you are forced to do those things. I wanted to ask you, like, you've experienced all those things. Have you ever reached a level where you say, because my friends or people that I know are now living a better life because they are associating with people, they call them sugar daddies. Have you ever experienced that life or see other people doing that?
Yeah, I've seen people doing it,
Uh-huh.
but I was never tempted to do it, and I am never tempted to do it. also.
Mama wako anokurowa ende ndonowaziva.
No, apart from that, it's not a part of life that I want for myself.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't do that to myself. And something that guided me is growing up, ndaenda kwa mwaja.
That's the thing. That's what I told you. Like,
So that guided me, at my church,
Yeah.
hugging a guy.
yeah.
Kwanzi, unonorerura gwiti. In front of everyone.
You see?
So, that guided me. That
Okay.
protected me.
So it's very
course.
important, huh? Values
Yeah,
that,
it
that
is.
you're taught at home.
Yeah.
Tinash, it's very important. My Birioti, what do you think? It's very important, huh?
Yeah,
the values
it
that you
is.
learn at home. Because, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Even since it's a conversation in a context of church.
Exactly.
Bible says teach a child the way he must
He
go,
should
so that
go.
he will not depart from it. So
Yeah.
you are taught certain values even as you grow up, even ukazoita zvako zvekutowa.
Yeah. I can relate.
You will still come back
Yeah.
to what you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
You said what?
I said I can relate to that because I do many things that I didn't grow up doing.
Uh-huh.
I didn't grow up wearing trousers,
Yeah.
walking with my head out like this. My mom would make sure you're wearing a long skirt. You have your duke on. But then, apart from me not following that a lot, I still know that's culture. I still know I have to do that. Trust me, every time I go home, I make sure kanandaka rukwa, I have something that allows me to put my duke on, wear my garment, go to church.
You see, that's the thing. Like those values, you become scared if you want to do something that is really out of touch, that is really out of your
Yeah.
values that you're taught. For me, I don't think that my parents really sat down with me
Don't
and
move
say,
my mic, guys.
it's okay. I don't think that they never sat down with me and say, this is what you are supposed to follow.
Yeah.
What they do
What they do,
is what you learn.
what you learn, and then poverty also. Because trust me, I mean, when I say this, like, for me, if I want to do something wrong when I was still at school, I'd look at where I come from and the people that I grew up with. Most of them, they're heading cattle in the rural areas.
Yeah.
Most of them have 5 children at the age of 20.
And they are struggling.
And they're struggling to make ends meet. And I'm looking at myself, I'm the worst person at the school. Like when they look at you, they say, hey, God, they have messed up on me. But me, I'm looking at myself like, hey, God, thank you. I'm in
yeah,
a better
that's
place
funny.
now. You see? So,
Grace.
So you see, you life, life. Haona katika kureva.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not something that is really pleasant that I'll say. I went there 2 days ago. I went back there. I went there, bro. I was like, God, thank you. Now I'm in a better place. Like things, yes, they might not be really okay. Yeah, but
Yeah, on that I can also relate.
Yeah.
I'm not where I want to be in my life, but looking from where I came from.
Exactly. You appreciate God.
I do.
Because you go back and you
Not.
see
I'm somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go back and you see people that you grew up with and they'll be looking at you and you look at them and be like, hey. I feel like, Harare, what I've realized about Harare, the people that grew up here in Harare, and I might even.
They don't see what we see.
Yes, they don't. They don't see the opportunities.
Yeah.
You see? Especially this one. This one grew up here. Here.
Okay.
This one. He doesn't know that life.
Yeah, you
but
don't.
it's the same thing. Even if you look at people who move out of Zimbabwe and go to
Yeah.
they work, which is all to Kwandaka.
Yeah.
It was like, even if you grow up in Harare and you move, maybe.
So a
to
background
the
is
UK.
necessary. A background is needed.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're supposed to have regrets. I think we are supposed to appreciate. When I recently interviewed Nigel, the Silk Pastor, he said that I am grateful that I did not get the opportunities that I was looking for in Dubai. Otherwise, I would not be here. He went to Dubai, bro, and looking for greener pastures, and things did not end well, and said, look, let me go back home. So now he's in a place where he is grateful. He wants to be somewhere else, but he's in a place where he's really grateful. So I feel like we should appreciate where we are in life.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. If God is to trust you with more, you have to first appreciate
What you have.
what you have, where you are,